On the audio, we've got Matt, and on the directing, we've got Christian. Yeah, thank you for waiting. We've just been getting stuff set up so that we can run some practice matches, which we'll get started here shortly.
Sweet.
So our first practice match, I think it's RHIT, is on the red team. And then on the blue team, I actually don't remember who it is.
It's UCSD.
Is it UCSD? It's UCSD. So we've got UCSD, our hosts, on the blue team, and we've got RHIT on the red team. And that will start shortly.
Sweet.
So yeah, what do you know about these teams?
I know that RHIT is the Thornbots. UCSD is Triton Robotics.
Okay, you get the
I
names.
heard that I think RHIT can send the robots up the ramp. I think both teams can actually send their teams up the ramp, so
Okay.
that should be interesting. I don't know if UCSD's Sentry, if they're planning on moving it or not. I heard that they might not move it this round, but it sounds like RHIT is going to move their Sentry.
Yeah, very likely. We've got two formidable teams. Both made a good showing last year in Colorado. RHIT this year has some really interesting bots, which we'll see once the teams get their setup done on the field. For RHIT, the standout is definitely that hero. It's a really tall giraffe-style robot where the base is all the way at the bottom and it's kind of small, and then the robot just goes up like a skyscraper and reaches probably almost max height for these robots, which is about a meter, and that's where the shooter is. So the theory, I think the prevailing theory around the tournament is that they're going to use it to shoot over some of the obstacles because it's tall enough to look over some of the raised ground, and that way they can basically be invincible. So that's very exciting to see. I hope we get to see that. They've also got some fly swatters, which if you're not familiar with the competition, the way the robots sort of fight is they use these things called armor plates, which are just like detectors. So when a projectile hits the plate, it counts as damage. Rose Holman RHIT, they have fly swatters, which are basically strategically placed pieces of material which deflect incoming projectiles and make it hard to see what's going on. Got a little party going on. Sorry, we're getting stuff set up. It's the first stream. But yeah, the fly swatters are very interesting because they basically make it a lot harder for enemy teams, not only to hit the plates, but for their CV systems to see them.
Just gonna float.
Ooh.
Yeah, it looks cool. Like little blades sticking off from the plates. All the plates have numbers on them. That's a good way to identify. That's the only place where if the ball hits it, you actually get a point.
Yep.
Or I guess you don't really get points until the robot dies, right?
Yeah, so that just does damage. We'll go over the rules in a sec, I think, once we get the camera on the field. The teams are getting set up now, so we are getting into first quasi-official match of the tournament territory. Now, this is a practice match, so it doesn't mean anything in terms of qualification ranking or seeding or anything like that. But that doesn't mean it's not important. Teams basically only get one practice match. It's the only time they're able to try stuff out before the real deal. And so typically it is still, teams are trying and it's competitive and interesting. And it's the first time we actually get to see sort of the full capability of these teams with all their robots on the field at once fighting an opponent. So
yeah, earlier today there was some calibration where each team got about 10 minutes on the field to get some data. But this is the first time we'll actually see them shooting, moving, all that.
Hopefully. I hope so. I think both teams were scrambling to get their robots on the field on time because this is like the first practice match. So nobody's ready.
Yeah, it was delayed quite a bit. So
let's hope they got it together, and I think we'll see some really high-quality robots in our first practice match from both teams.
Yeah.
Did you get to catch any of Triton Robotics robots? Did you see them when we were walking through the pits?
I don't think so. Did you?
Yeah, they're the yellow ones. The really cool part about Triton is that for your upcoming fashion rankings, they colored all the metal on their robots yellow, and they also have blue accents, which is their school colors. So not only do they have really cool designs, really wide turrets, and very strong, basically design lifetime, like they've used similar designs year over year. But they also make them look really cool. So these robots win both in reliability points and in style, I think.
Mm-hmm. They have better suspension this year, right? Was that the team that got stuck last year?
Many teams got stuck last year because that bump was brutal.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But it sounds like they can go up the ramp this year. So seems like they have enough traction.
And probably take those bumps.
Yes. Yeah. There's little bumps on the field if you can see them there.
Yeah.
They don't seem like much, but if your suspension isn't good, they'll get you. And I think they're there more to mess up the shooter, right?
Yeah, I mean,
than
it's just
to
an
actually
obstacle.
get the robot stuck. So that should be interesting.
Yes.
Hopefully we can get some POV cameras and see what that looks like from the driver's side.
So what we'll see is a lot of the robots in this competition, but also just both these teams, their robots like to spin, and that makes the targets hard to hit. But their shooter stays stationary on top of the spinning sort of base of their robot. That's pretty cool technology. Bumps get in the way of that because when you're spinning, that means your wheels are moving really fast, even if your robot isn't translating across the field. And so going on bumps, your wheels will basically constantly be rattling, and the thought is that that might affect the launcher, which is mounted above the chassis. All right. Looks like our teams are still getting set up here.
I like how UCSD's shirts match their, what is it called again? The like home plate zone?
Oh, the team that they're on, yeah.
Yeah.
The base.
The
So they are on the blue team, and Triton Robotics is blue as a team color. So that's pretty...
Their starting zone and their resupply zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should describe the field.
Okay, sure.
Start us off, Meg. Give
Okay.
us one part of the field that we'll talk about.
Let's talk about the starting zone.
Okay. Point out the starting zone for me.
My arm's not going to reach it, but...
Or describe it.
It's the one with the wrench and the screwdriver on it.
Okay. And what does that do?
That's where the robots have to start, hence the starting zone. It's also their resupply zone, so they can go back and get more 17s, which are like the little ball ammos. And they also get more points if they regain health.
They regain health.
Yeah.
Yep. So the resupply zone and the starting zone, it's the same thing. Those are just the red and blue squares in the corners of the field. That's where teams have to start. All three of the robots have to start inside the square. And then once they've gotten going, they can always return to the square, and they'll naturally regenerate health. Like Megan said, they can get more projectiles. So they buy ammo virtually through the purchasing system. But then also the human reloader can physically scoop ammo and put it into the robot using a ladle. Like literally looks like a cooking ladle.
A branded label as well.
With a RoboMaster.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Then we have also the bumps that we just talked about. You can see those are like the darker gray areas. Then there's some ramps that go up behind the wall.
That leads to elevated ground.
Yeah, you can see on the red side, you can see the ramp that goes up. It's about 9 inches. And yeah, you can see some people on the blue team that are on UCSD that are sitting on it. So it is quite a jump. I don't think we have any teams that are going to jump up onto it this year, but we've seen some teams try to run off of it back into the resupply zone.
Yep.
So that will be interesting.
Yeah, and speaking of which, this sort of arena was designed with sort of 3 paths in mind. If you look at the red and blue squares in the corner where all the people are sitting, if they want to get to the center of the arena, there's sort of 3 paths they can take. The first one is all the way around, where they go basically stay on the flat ground, take the longest possible path, and make a big Z shape
Can
to
we
the,
draw
to the
it?
center. It won't show up on this.
Okay.
So that's the easy path. It's the longest path. It's the narrowest path. There's not much space, but it is easy. It doesn't take anything besides you being able to drive. The medium path is to go over the bumps. So you take the same route out of the starting zone, and you just, turn a left a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And you drive on the bumps. So medium path. Most teams can take the bumps. They're only about 2 to 3 millimeters tall. But it's just something that will slow you down or make you rattle, or it's less safe than taking the easy route.
Right.
And then the hard route is to jump up onto the high ground. Like Megan said, that's like a 9-inch jump, which is very hard to do. If you're going the other direction, you can try and let gravity do the work for you and fall off, but that has mixed results, and this is a big risk of just turning your robot upside down when that
Yeah.
happens.
I think we've seen one successful, almost successful jump off of the
Yes, we did.
off of the ledge, and sounded like there was a little bit of a crack. So we'll see
It's very
how
dangerous.
that robot comes back later. Yeah. So then should we talk about the point in the middle
Sure.
with the
What does that
crown
do?
on it? You it's like capture the point. You try to bring your robots into the green zone with the crown on it. That way.
It's a beautiful crown, by the way.
Thanks.
She made it.
Thank you. So when your robot is in there, you gain 1 point per second. You're trying to reach 200 points. So if that point is contested and you have more robots there, you will start gaining points. But if it's even, if you have one robot versus one robot, it will not give you any points. So like I said, the goal of the game is to get to 200 points. So you can get points by either doing that or by killing another robot, right?
Yep.
You get 20 points per robot.
Yes. So, yep. You want to get to 200 points. First 200 points wins. If the 5 minutes of the match wraps up without either team getting 200 points, it's just whichever team has the most points. And then, yeah, like Megan said, 1 second on the center point when you have control, which means that you have more robots than the enemy team on that point, gives you a point. So 1 point per second, and then 20 points for a kill. So it'll be interesting.
That's different than last year, right? Last year when a robot got killed, it just kind of sat there for the rest of the round. This year, it's 10 seconds to start.
Well, so yeah, last year there were bases, and that was the goal. Your goal was to, shoot the bases and get the base to 0 health.
Right, but
there
when
was a
your
respawn
robot
system last year.
Oh, there was.
So
Okay.
you would come back online when you died. However, yeah, no, you're right. There was no direct consequence for dying besides just having a robot down.
Right.
So this year there is, and
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see if teams play more aggressive. That that is, they try and get those 20 points, rack up a bunch of points really fast, or if they play more scared and hide and try not to give up 20 points.
Yeah. Especially since now they can go to the resupply zone and get more health back. That didn't exist last year.
There was a limited amount of health you could get back, and it it depended
Right.
on the robot, and it was slow. This year it's pretty simple. You can go back to the resupply zone, you get help, or you get health, and you're pretty much all good. So we've got a question. 2901 Home says, where can we find the matching schedule? That'll come out soon. Our scheduler Shar is working on it. We just pulled the groups this morning, so I think we need some time to figure out what the full schedule is going to be for a few weeks. For a few days, because we have a few days of this competition. But once we know what it is, I will shout it out on stream so that you can look at it.
Yeah, they drew which groups were, like which teams were with which in the groups this morning. And I believe that RHIT and UCSD are in the same group. So our first practice round, they're both in Group A. They'll get the chance to kind of battle it out with each other before they actually have to do it for real.
Yeah.
In the bracket.
That is interesting, actually. So it looks like teams are turning on their robots.
Okay.
Exciting.
Yes. Yeah, now you can see those plates that we were talking about with the numbers. They have the lights on the side of them. You can kind of tell on R-Hit's red robots that there's some gray metal, silver metal around the sides. It's a little bit harder to see those numbers than it is to see on UCSD's.
Yep.
See if that works for them.
Guess we'll find out. Actually,
Looks like we have an R-Hit fan in the chat. Anybody here from UCSD rooting for UCSD?
surely. Probably a lot of people are here in person since we're in San Diego.
Woo! Yeah.
Technically, we have. Oh, okay. So it said 35 seconds on the timer until this practice match started, but the referee called a technical timeout, so something was going on with the field. Not sure how long that's going to take. Is there a practice match schedule? That's a good question. No, there isn't. It's pretty much first come, first serve. The idea is we're going to run this practice match, and then I think we have a short lunch break after this one. But then for the rest of the day, it'll just be practice match after practice match. Again, first come, first serve, so there isn't really a set list of opponents. If you are looking for who you would like to, or if you're looking for specific teams, like if you're a fan of a certain team, or ideally if you know somebody on a certain team, I would ask that team for the information about when their practice match is, because they probably don't know yet.
Yeah, last time we checked, it looked like these were the only two teams that had signed up so far. So I'm sure other teams have signed up by now, but it'll be.
We'll play it by ear today.
Yeah, you'll see at the same time as us.
Yeah.
So. Okay. It looks like the schedule will be live at 2 p.m.
Nice.
for the ranked matches.
That's awesome. So 2 p.m. You can go to the RoboMaster NA website if you're looking for information that has stuff like schedule and location and all that. So RoboMaster NA. There's also RoboMaster San Diego, which the RoboMaster NA website links to. Those both they're both the central sort of repository for all information relative to the tournament.
Sweet. Okay, it looks like the teams are leaving the arena.
Yes. Our hit is out, and the robots are spinning. Their drivers have control. Look at that hero. It works.
That's the one we were referring to as the giraffe earlier. Is number 1 on the red side for our hit.
The giraffe.
Tell it's up above the walls towards where the mesh is.
So hopefully we should get started soon here. Looks like UCSD has also got moving robots with drivers in control.
Oh, you can see us in the background also.
I think this is a 2v3, if I'm not mistaken, for this practice match. So Rose Holman with 2 robots, their infantry and their hero. UCSD fielding all 3 robots. That's infantry, hero, and sentry. We'll see if the sentry moves. That would be really exciting.
Sweet.
Okay. We're officially good to go. So right now the robots are connecting to the field, getting set up. In a few seconds, though, we'll get it started. Three, two, one, start. That's the first match of the competition. And UCSD is moving out of their resupply zone, as well as our hit. So we've got some good robot movement from both sides. Our hit taking an early commanding capture of the center point, collecting points. You can see on the top of the interface, that's the number of points each team has. So our hit is already up to 12 points. There's a shooting match between infantries in the center of the map.
Can you explain what that this bar is here, like the white up to red?
Yep. So if you're watching the stream, we have AR technology, which is awesome. Looks like UCSD is doing some spinning. I don't think they can shoot back, so our hit's going to take control of the center point. But yeah, so the bar on the top, that gives information about that robot. So you can see the robot number on the left, how much health they have. The icon on the right is sort of like a rank insignia. It's the level of the robot. And then the bar underneath is the cooling, the heat of the shooter. So as the robot shoots, that bar is going to go up. When they stop shooting, the bar slowly goes down.
Okay.
So it looks like UCSD Hero. I don't know what this like electrical effect is, but
Animation is.
something's going on at the Hero. It's having some spinning fun. Wow, this is really cool. The AR system is awesome. I'm really excited that we have it in North America now. Looks like the R-Hit Hero is showcasing its ability to chill on the bumps, having no problem spinning pretty fast. Not sure what they're trying to do. R-Hit's already at 137 points. Remember, it takes 200 points to win, so R-Hit has a commanding lead to start the match. Only 2 minutes in.
Looks like UCSD is hanging out in their resupply zone.
Yeah, I think some of the robots are off or not moving. Can we see the pilot views too? I don't think we have that set up yet. I do remember we had that set up last year. Not sure if we're gonna get it set up this year. But yeah, as far as like stream quality and views go, we're sort of building onto it as we go. Since it's the practice day,
Okay.
we're still getting stuff set up.
UCSD is out on the bumps.
And the robot died. So I think, yeah, there we go. Red victory. So congratulations to Rose Holman for the first win of a match at Robomaster San Diego. That was pretty impressive. They really showcased their ability to just stick to a plan. I mean,
Yeah.
they drove out immediately. The robots were fine on the bumps, showcasing some of that chassis, superiority. Yeah, pretty well played.
Yeah, we know that both of these teams can make it up the ramp. We didn't see that this round. They didn't get the chance to. So it'll be interesting in later matches, especially after every team's had their practice round, to see if people actually utilize that or if it's going to be too much of a trek across the middle of the field.
Yep.
Cool.
So getting ready for game 2 of the series. I think we're just going to do like best of 2 for practice matches, which is how it is in qualifications. Generally, how this works, once we get to the qualification stage, is teams play a best of 2, so they play 2 matches guaranteed, and points are distributed based on the standings after the series. So if it's 2-0, that means one team won both rounds and the other team won none. That's 3 points to the team who won and 0 points to the team who didn't. If it's 1-1, if it's a tie, then they split the winnings and they lose a point. So they basically each get 1 point, is what that means. So there's a big incentive not only to win games, but to close out the series 2-0 because you go from having 1 point to 3 points with your second win. So. What did you think? Any initial thoughts on our amazing teams?
They both have tall robots.
They do both have tall robots.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I think there was only one robot last year that could look over the small walls, and I think some other teams have played into that this year.
Yeah.
Saw how well it worked.
Yeah, exactly. It is funny. It's not really a wall, but the raised high ground is like an obstacle. So it's pretty smart to think of a robot that can look over, that raised section.
While sitting in the resupply zone, rack in health while shooting at the other robots.
Yep.
So
Yep.
kind of have to launch it pretty far, but it seems like a good strategy.
If it works, it works. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I hope to see it. Maybe they'll do it in this match. They'll try and sit in the resupply zone and plink some shots.
Right.
And thank you to all our volunteers who do field reset. As you can see on the screen, it's a really hectic, few minutes while we.
Yeah, how many brooms do they have out there? 5?
Yeah, it looks like the balls can get stuck on the bumps,
Right.
which is unfortunate. We'll see how that pans out later.
Yeah, you can kind of see it on here. The lines of the bumps alternate every. I think they're 1 square foot.
I'm not sure
Please?
exactly how big they are, but yeah, they alternate about every foot. Yeah.
So if you're sweeping the ball out, then it's going to go the other way, the next square. So
Yeah.
we need a ball vacuum. Yes.
That'd be awesome. I think there's been talks that somebody is going to build like a ball collector robot and bring it to the tournament. Every
That would
year,
be
like somebody's
awesome.
like, I'm going to do it. And people end up just getting, rightly, they get focused on their own competition robots. um, but that would be a really big innovation, I think, in the world of RoboMaster North America if we had a ball
Absolutely.
collection robot.
Yeah. Especially now with the bump obstacles.
Absolutely.
So if you want to make it, we'll take it.
Yeah. If you want to make us pay for it, I don't think we can afford it. But if you're willing to give us some charity, put your engineering skills to something extremely useful, it could be a ball collection robot for RoboMaster in North America. We've got
Okay.
the UCSD infantry is
On the
driving.
go.
Yeah, on the go, pre-match start. Just showing off the ability to drive over the bumps. Oh, the spinning. Okay. This robot is locked in. We're about to see something crazy from the next round, surely.
So what are the flashing lights in the resupply zone on UCSD's side?
It's a good question. I think it's just some debug information for connecting to the server and getting ready for the match. It doesn't
Okay.
mean anything really game related
Okay.
or robot related,
Cool.
as far as I'm aware. If you see it green, flashing green, that means that they're either dead or have respawned and are invincible. So that's something to look out for. And it looks pretty similar, but this is a white flash. So wow. I am really liking this camera angle. So if
See
anybody,
us in the back.
yeah, we're in the top left corner. Hello.
See the green screen?
um, so if anybody watched RoboMaster last year, you'd remember the field looked completely different. I mean, there was a base and the walls were in different spots. So this year we actually this design was designed in-house by RoboMaster North America, sort of like staff members. They came up with something that looks pretty great. It's watchable. You can see it from the stream. It's got some really interesting features. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see how this sort of plays out.
Oh,
Oh,
it looks like the giraffe is going up the ramp.
will it make it? Yes. So Rose
Successful.
Holman's really tall hero must be really well balanced to be able to go up that without tipping, which is really impressive.
Yeah, no kidding.
You can tell a lot of
Low
thought has
center of
gone into this
gravity.
one. Yeah.
Pretty cool. Do you want to explain what, like, you can see a big red letter E in the back.
Oh, yeah.
What are those for?
So if you look around the walls, you'll see there are some letters with red and blue backgrounds. Those are localization tags. They help autonomous robots and semi-autonomous robots know where they are on the field. They work kind of similar to a QR code. So just like your phone can scan Again, this doesn't count for anything. This doesn't change the seating. This is purely to practice and try stuff out.
Okay. It seems like we might have had our sound cut out for a brief second, but we're
True.
back now.
Look at it go.
I don't know.
So the R-Hit Hero is going to try it again. Up the ramp. Will it make it? Inching, inching, inching. Oh, it's so close.
You can see that suspension.
And
The
it
whole
made
thing's
it.
wobbling around.
Yep. And it's going to drive off, maybe. This is a big moment.
Lots of video cameras.
They seem confident it's going to work,
Watching
huh?
We've seen
we
one
go.
partial success so far, as we mentioned earlier, but there was a crack after it from a different team during calibration.
Here we go. Tall Hero. Off the ledge. Oh,
Not quite.
not quite fast enough. Very smart to have a team member catch the robot. Also very brave team member to allow.
It's like shout out Alex, perhaps.
Shout out Alex for letting the robot drive at you at full speed.
Yeah. This is the Thorn bots.
Over on UCSD's side, it looks like mostly their members are out of the arena, except one, working on some robot stuff. Wow, that R-Hit bot just can take the bumps, no problem, huh? That
And
is
it's
very
inching
impressive.
up the ramp again. We know it can do it, but it's a
We know it could do it.
bit it's a bit vulnerable as it's going up.
Yeah. I wonder how that'll play out once we're, in a match.
Right.
If they try and go up the ramp and there's just another robot from the other team looking at them, I mean, it's kind of a sitting duck, right, while they're doing this process of inching up. So
Yeah. At least, I mean, their plates are probably still below that small wall there. It's
That's
only,
true.
how tall is that? A foot and a half?
that could be interesting. That could
Half a
bait
meter?
the enemy team. They could think, oh, the hero is stuck. Let's push up. So they push up to kill the R-Hit Hero, and then
Right, and they can just
sentry
peek
and
over the
infantry,
wall and
yeah.
start shooting.
Yeah. They just shoot back. That's really interesting.
Looks like there's a couple R-Hit fans in the stream chat. So seems like there's more in-person fans for UCSD. Oh, and the stream is paused.
We're still setting stuff up. This is totally expected for practice day.
Yes.
There's a lot. If you have ever seen, an OBS or any sort of AV directing software, that stuff is very complicated. There's a lot going on that I don't understand. There are a few talented people in the Roadmaster NA community who do know what's going on, and
Huge
they are
thank you to
wizards.
them.
So they have a lot to set up. There's many camera views.
Yeah.
Lots of different audio sources. We've got like microphones on top of cameras in the field, so you can hear like the plink, plink, plink sound. It's a really impressive production. So
Yeah, not only is this a practice round for those teams out there, it's practice for everyone else, so we can have it set up great for you on the actual competitive days.
Yep.
Sweet.
I'm not sure how much longer we've got until the practice round resumes, but
Is there a time limit between round 1 and round 2?
yeah, usually it's 2 minutes. But yeah, this is a practice round, so I don't think we're
Adhering to that.
Yeah, that's not enforced.
For sure. For sure.
People are leaving the ref box, so I don't even know if we're gonna play this before lunch.
Yeah, it looks like the stream is
Stream's also
back
paused.
a little bit, but
Maybe.
the R-Hit now has their infantry up on the ramp. So that's their number 3 robot.
Okay. And that's a little fast robot. You can see it's a lot shorter than the Hero.
Yeah.
And it shoots 17 millimeter projectiles instead of 42s, which are a lot smaller and a lot less heavy.
Okay, it went down the ramp.
Yeah, so it should be more agile.
Yeah, that goes up and down the ramp pretty easily. which it seems they can see now.
Oh, they're going to try a jump. Let's see it. Rose Holman, infantry. Oh, almost. Almost made it, but it beached itself on the edge.
Yeah, looks like it got caught right behind that wall for the live stream. You're not able to see it, but
Yep. That's very interesting. So, yeah, you do have to build up some speed to go off this this raised platform. Oh, nice! I made it.
oh, it made it. Sweet.
So you can see actually one trick they sort of employed right there was that they spun the robot before they went off the raised platform. And that actually does a lot because of the way gyroscopes work.
Mhm.
When you have something spinning, it's more resistant to change orientationally. So it'll try and stay right side up. That's why you throw a football in a spinning,
spin
in
on
a
it.
spiral. You throw any ball with some spin on it. There we go. Yeah. It works.
It's awesome.
Maybe it,
Okay.
it jumps a little bit, but it works.
Appears
So
to be the first fully successful drop that we've seen.
yeah,
That
impressive
could
stuff.
be great for
It's big.
yeah, and especially since it goes up that ramp so easily.
Mm-hmm. I
See,
wouldn't
it's
be
already
surprised
back up.
if that's just how they start going back to the resupply zone in matches. Is they just drive
Absolutely.
off the ledge.
Here they go again.
Oh
Okay.
yeah. Okay, they've got it down. It's
Appears to be
also-
easy enough for them.
yeah. It takes a lot of forethought to be able to do that too, right? Because you need to build your robot in a way that can withstand that drop.
Right.
Not only if it lands, perfectly square on the wheels, but also if it lands sideways or hits the frame. So they've definitely planned for this, and it's impressive stuff to have a robot that can take that over and over again. So
Yeah, we'll see it's going back up. They've got some
they're
videos
just gonna
out.
do it again. Oh yeah, video time. Got to flex. Very impressive.
Heading up the ramp right now, just out of view of the live stream. It's caught on the wall. Okay, and it's up.
Attempt 3. Yeah.
And it makes it.
It's
So
got
that's
it.
3 in a row.
They've got it down. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be. This could be a great advantage for them.
I think that makes
Considering,
our
like-
hit a lot bigger of a threat than they already were, which
Mhm.
was already a pretty substantial threat. So everybody else is surely shaking in their boots right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good stuff. Okay, so our hit's the first to do this.
Okay.
All right,
It
so
looks
we
like
are
they're
going.
not playing the second round. So we're going to put on a quick hold and grab some lunch. Be back for some more practice rounds in a bit.
Yeah. Stay tuned. See ya.